Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Peter here again. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel to learn with me. Today we're going to see a different topic called Operation Master. In our last video, we were able to see how to raise the domain functional level, and today we're going to see Operation Master. So we wanted to talk about what does this role does, like what is our ID, what is PDC infrastructure, and why do we have it here? So let's get started. Operation masters at a high level, there are specific roles assigned to domain controllers that have additional responsibilities beyond the regular domain controller function. And these roles, they are actually categorized into two. We have forest-wide roles and domain-wide roles. Now, let's go into each one. Under the forest-wide roles, we have Schema Master and we have Domain Naming Master. Under the domain-wide roles, we have the PDC Emulator, we have the Read Master, and the Infrastructure Master. So, let's talk about the function of each Operation Master. The first one is Schema Master. Schema Master actually is responsible for managing modifications to the Active Directory, just like it said. And we have Domain Naming Master, which is responsible for handling the additional and removal of domain within the forest. PDC Emulator is actually is called like a primary domain controller and act as a primary domain controller for legacy clients and manage time synchronization. The Read Master generates unique security identifiers, which is SID, for objects in the domain, while the Infrastructure Master actually ensures that cross-domain object references are properly maintained. Now that we have the 5 FSMO roles, I will go from the back. Infrastructure Master, we have a Read Master, we have PDC Emulator, we have Domain Naming Master, we have Schema Master. So those are the 5 that we have. Let's talk about what are the impact of the Operation Master failure. What happens if an Operation Master fail or become unavailable? Well, the impact actually depends on the role. For example, let's say the PDC Emulator actually fail. It can affect the synchronization and legacy client authentication. The same way, if the Schema Master become unavailable, modification to the schema cannot be made. So it is very important to have a solid plan in place for roles management and ensure high availability. Now, let's talk about the tips for managing Operation Master. Number 1, we have to regularly monitor the health and the status of each Operation Master just to make sure that they are up and running. We can implement redundancy by assigning multiple domain controllers to hold each role. Also, we can document the location and responsible administrators for each role. Number 4, we can establish a process for transferring roles when necessary, such as during the server maintenance or retiring old hardware. Number 5, we can regularly back up our Active Directory environment to protect against data loss. So, these are all the information that I have about the Operation Master. And to wrap it up, Operation Master play a critical role in the proper functioning of an Active Directory environment. Understanding the function, ensuring their availability, and having a solid management plan in place is essential for maintaining a healthy and stable Active Directory infrastructure. Now that we already have all those information, let's go back to our server and I'm going to show you something. If you go ahead and run a PowerShell let me make sure that is, let's do something right here. Under properties, I just want to make the fonts better. Okay, there we go. So we wanted to check something out regarding how we can actually query, like, to know where all these schema, domain naming, PDC, RID, pool manager, and infrastructure is actually coming from. What we can do is actually query the FSMO. So we can do net dom query FSMO. So this will actually tell us which server is actually responsible for our schema master, domain naming master, and the rest of the information. As you can see, I only have one active directory in my site. So in the real world, you will have like maybe 3 or 4 servers, and you can determine which server is actually responsible for each role. So most of the time, let's say I have another way of actually bringing this to life. For example, if you want to use like the PowerShell just to confirm which one is a forest-wide domain and which one is domain-wide role. Forest-wide role and domain-wide role, just like we mentioned earlier, you can do get ad forest. So what are we expecting to do here? What we're expecting to get is the schema and domain naming master. So we're just going to format it, format table, and we are calling the schema master, and we are calling domain naming master. So that should provide us with that information. So the same thing, we cannot use the get ad forest. For this, we have to do get ad domain. And we do the same thing. Okay, so in this case, we are going to call the name, we are going to call PDC Emulator, and comma, we're going to call read master, and we're going to call infrastructure master. So that actually provides us the reason why the infrastructure master is not coming up is that means that I made mistake. Infrastructure. Okay. Infrastructure. Okay, I forgot to put master. There we go. So now we are able to find out which one is managing which right there. So in this case, most of the time, we wanted to check the health of these servers and just to see what is actually happening and maybe to know which server is actually having issue. Most of the time, you wanted to use the rep admin. So for example, rep admin, and then you wanted to see the replication summary because most of the time that's what happened. You can see the source and you can see the destination and you can see the total error if there's an error. We're going to see some information lesser right here because I only have one domain. So you can try it from your side. Let's do show rep. You can get some information right there. You can do it also against the server name. You can actually do some other additional like checking the rep admin queue. Nope. Rep admin then /q. And if you're having some replication issue, you might want to sync them up by doing rep admin sync call. Then what is the name of your DC? Mine is DC01 then /AED. Okay, I think I made mistake. Sync call AED. And that's it. Look at that. So it's syncing and it's show me that, okay, petition, the sync finish with no error. So this is how you can see a lot of stuff doing replication. With that being said, those are all the things that I have for you for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any comments, please put it down in the comment section and I'll be very glad to take a look into it. Bye bye for now. Thank you so much. Have a nice one.